Hey everybody, how are you doing today? I hope everybody is having a great day. Um, I wanted to get on and do a live tonight, which I rarely do, but I felt like all afternoon I just felt like I needed to get on and do a live tonight. Some of you know who have watched our faith intensive teachings that I do a lot on YouTube, and then we post it to Facebook. But I really just felt like I needed to get on and come on live with you tonight. And I don't know if you have felt any pressure lately, or if you have felt any warfare surrounding your life, or your family, or your work, or your finances. But I have, and it has been intense, and it hasn't just been one, it's been multiple attacks that have been sort of concentrated in a time frame. Hi Douglas, how are you doing? I see you. Steve, how are you doing? How are you all doing? Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know. Well, so what I want to do is really, and this is really taken from my own prayer time today, and I just felt like that somebody needs this. Multiple people probably need this, and I really feel like this is a time, and this is a season where there's lots of demonic attacks going on. There's lots of attacks in finances. There's lots of attacks in relationships. There's lots of things going on that are coming against each of us. And a lot of times, the purpose is to get us off of where we need to focus. So divert our attention or distract us. And sometimes it's just to discourage us. Sometimes it's just to weaken our faith, when we're believing for other things, and then the enemy comes to try and weaken our faith. And so I think we need to be aware that that is a strategy of the enemy. I see Lily. How are you doing, Lily? Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well. So anyway, I want you to know that my heart for this live is to read. I just want to read with you through some of Psalm 91. And this is from the Passion Translation. So I'm going to kind of go through this, and I just want to point out some things. There's some great, keys to pull from Psalm 91 in the Passion Translation, and any translation. So here we go. When you sit enthroned under the shadow of Shaddai. So the word enthroned we talked about in the last faith intensive teaching. So go back if you haven't, and you want to watch that. It's the last faith intensive teaching that I did from a couple weeks ago. And you can see it on our YouTube channel, and it's on social media. It's posted there as well. But enthroned, when you sit enthroned, you are royalty, and you are sitting under the shadow of Shaddai. So when you're sitting there as royalty, you're sitting there with authority and position, and you are hidden in the strength of God Most High. So you're hidden in His strength. And we talked about God Most High. That name is El Elyon. He is the Most High. He's the only one that can be the Most High. There can't be two or three, that are the Most High. There's only one, and that's Him. And He's the hope that holds me, and the stronghold to shelter me. The only God for me, and my great confidence. He will rescue you from every hidden trap of the enemy. So there's traps out there. And we talked a lot about the snare and the traps of the enemy early in that teaching series. It's called Surely He Shall Deliver You. And so go back, because I think we're on part 8 now. So you can go back and watch those. But a lot of the early ones are talking about the snare of the enemy and the trap of the enemy. And they're hidden, of course. They're covert, right? They're not overt. So he will rescue you from that means every hidden trap of the enemy. And I like this one too. He will protect you from false accusation and any deadly curse. So is anybody, thinking something that's wrong, that's not quite right? Do they have the wrong idea about the truth of something? He will protect you from false accusation. And a lot of times I have noticed that the enemy uses that one when you are really trying to live like he wants you to live. You are really being diligent and you are obeying him and you are living with excellence and integrity and purity, and then it seems like out of nowhere there's a false accusation and it totally takes you off guard because, like, where did that come from? But it's a false accusation and it's a dart from the enemy. So his massive arms are wrapped around you, protecting you. You can run under his covering of majesty and hide. His arms of faithfulness are a shield keeping you from harm. You will never worry about an attack or demonic forces at night, nor have to fear a spirit of darkness coming against you. Don't fear a thing. As I read this today, a little bit earlier, I had all my children around the table and we were having a snack and something to drink, and I read this entire chapter to them out of the Passion Translation. And they've been watching the news, and they know what's going on in the world and with Russia invading Ukraine, and they ask me a lot of questions. They're little, and so they're asking me these questions, and I tell them, don't fear a thing. Don't fear a thing, not one thing. Whether by night or by day, demonic danger will not trouble you, nor will the powers of evil launched against you. Even in a time of disaster. Isn't this so good? It's a good in times of war, good in times of pandemics, good in every time, really. But we can apply it, especially in so many situations that we see right now. It says, even in a time of disaster, with thousands and thousands being killed, you, me, will remain unscathed and unharmed. You will be a spectator as the wicked perish in judgment, for they will be paid back for what they have done. So you keep doing the right thing, you keep standing, and you keep obeying the Lord, and you keep believing in faith. So when we live our lives within the shadow of God Most High, our secret hiding place, we will always be shielded from harm. Always. There's never a time when we won't be. Isn't that good? Isn't that comforting? How then could evil prevail against us or disease infect us? It's not possible. How could that happen? It couldn't. If we're in the shelter, if we're dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. God sends angels. This is so good. God sends angels with special orders to protect you wherever you go, defending you from all harm. Whether you're at home, whether you're sleeping, whether you're in your car driving, going to work, shopping in the grocery store, it doesn't matter where. God has sent special angels with special orders to protect you wherever you go. And they defend you from all harm. If you walk into a trap, they'll be there for you and keep you from stumbling. That's like what we just saw over here. He will rescue from every hidden trap of the enemy, right? That was verse 3. You'll even walk unharmed among the fiercest powers of darkness. If you are feeling pressure, if you're sensing spiritual warfare, and it's not just one attack, but it's multiple, and it's getting piled up and it's getting piled up, that is a sure sign that it is spiritual warfare. The enemy knows that you're about to break through into something, and this is his last line of defense to keep you from doing that. And so you will walk unharmed. You'll keep walking. So you will walk. You're not going to stop and be prevented from walking through. You'll even walk unharmed among the fiercest powers of darkness. I don't care how bad they think they are, how evil they are. Our God is greater. He is the Most High. He's El Elyon, trampling every one of them beneath your feet. So you're going to walk on those. You're going to trample them. You're going to crush them. In another translation, it talks about the young lion and the dragon shall I trample under feet. That's the King James Version. For here is what the Lord has spoken to me. Because you have delighted in me as my great lover, I will greatly protect you. I will set you in a high place. So he's going to set us in a high place. He will actually lift us up and set us in a high place. Hi, Pat. How are you doing? Where are you watching from? Because you have delighted in me as my great lover, I will greatly protect you. I will set you in a high place, safe and secure before my face, meaning before the face of God. I will answer your cry for help every time you pray, every time you cry out to God. God, I need you. I can't do this by myself. I need you. He hears us. Even if you whisper, God, I need you. I need you. I need you to help. I need your intervention. He will hear every cry and he will answer you. And you will find and feel my presence. Isn't that good? So in that moment when you're crying out to God, when you're crying out from your soul to God, it says, you, meaning me, meaning you, will find and feel my presence. Do you feel alone? Cry out and you will feel his presence. You will feel his presence. Like you can feel it. It's the tangible presence of God. You can feel him. Even in your time of pressure and trouble. Hey, Sherry, how are you doing? I sure do miss you. I love you. I hope you're doing well. I will be your glorious hero and give you a feast. You will be satisfied with full life and with all that I do for you. For you will enjoy the fullness of my salvation. So in the King James it says, with long life will he satisfy me and show me his salvation. We don't have to worry about dying prematurely. The Lord, he says with long life, he gives us long life. We need to sit enthroned, as it says in verse 1, under the shadow of Shaddai. So in the King James it says, I turn this around. Hey, Sherry, I know you're in Salem. I love you. So I turn this around because I make it personal. I who dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So I am abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. I think it's so good to just go through the entire chapter 91. I've been doing, breaking it down in little, pieces, and then we'll pull it back all together. But today I just felt there's such an attack of the enemy going on. And I feel it in my own life, and I know you're feeling it. I know there's so many people feeling it. And I just want to encourage you. Take Psalm 91. Take these promises for yourself. Take them and apply them. Believe them. Just say, they're mine. Jesus has already done this for me. In Isaiah 53, he already bore every curse that we could go through or experience. And so we have these promises from God. And so let's take them. And we can turn here, when we start to feel it, man, open up to Psalm 91. Just start reading it. That's what I did today. And as soon as I started to do that, it felt like, the cloudiness, that the enemy tries to create, just, it has to disappear, right? So I just want to encourage you all this evening and this week. We have wonderful promises that we can take from God. And the title of the teaching series is called Surely He Shall Deliver You. And they're on YouTube. You can go and check them out. I've been going through Psalm 91. And we actually started in verse 3, and then we backed up to verse 1, and then we're going to go forward. So go check it out. But I didn't come on to tell you that. I really came on to just to go over this and encourage you. So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I'll, be on. We're planning on doing a live teaching tomorrow, so let me tell you that as well. So if you want to know when we're going to go live on the YouTube teachings, why don't you send us an email at info@basedonfaith.org, and we will always send you advance notice when we're going to do that, so you can be on if you want, because it's supposed to be interactive. I'll answer questions, and I like to know where everybody's from, and so it's a nice little community. But again, email us at info@basedonfaith.org, and stay tuned for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the next faith intensive teaching, and it's going to be at 11 o'clock a.m. So come on and join us on the YouTube channel, and I know you're going to be blessed. So have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Bye-bye.